a cooperative virtual learning experience from embryo to chick. Now let's get started on today's lesson. Today we're going to discuss candling. Candling is the process of shining a bright light through the egg to see what's going on inside the egg. Now, when I first started learning about chickens and I heard the word candling, it didn't quite make sense to me because this is what I envisioned. And while yes, candling came from using a candle because electricity was not invented, it is not something that we use today as a light source because it also puts off heat. And as you know, fire can be very dangerous. But before we get started talking about what is needed or required with a candler, I first want to go over some of the things that candling is used for in the poultry industry as well as the incubation process.
It's very important to candle your eggs prior to setting. You want to check for cracked eggs, double yolked eggs, and thin-shelled eggs. As you can see, this egg that I'm currently candling has a crack from one side of the egg across the top and to the other side. Unfortunately, we're not able to use these eggs because they usually do not hatch.
Number 2, you can see the developing embryo as you go through the entire process. So all 21 days, you can see it. But I do want to point out that on day 18, after you turn, do not touch your eggs anymore. Do not candle them after day 18 because we have to let the eggs sit and let the chicks or the developing embryos orient in the egg or get in position to start pipping. So really, you can only candle your eggs from day 1 through day 18. Because on day 19, you stop turning and you stop messing with them. So, after you've checked your eggs to see how the embryos are doing or if you have developing embryos, the third one is to check every few days and see what's going on with the embryo inside of the egg. It's a very cool process. And while you won't get to see a lot of that in today's lesson, you will moving forward. So that's really exciting. In the poultry industry, at hatcheries, which is places where they hatch chicks from eggs, they candle the eggs the same reasons that I just told you, to check for any cracks, double yolked eggs, thin-shelled eggs, and to also check and seeing whether or not the embryos are developing. Also in the poultry industry, they candle eggs for grading. So at the consumer grading plants, eggs are conducted to help remove cracked eggs and those that have effects or defects that make them undesirable to the human markets. So next, we're going to talk about some of the things that are required with a candler. Then I'm going to walk you through one of the candlers that I built. So number 1, when you are building a candler, you want to make sure that you have enough light, that the candle will not damage the egg in any way, that the candler limits the amount of light that escapes into the room because we really want to try to keep the room as dark as possible for optimal viewing. And we also want to make sure that the eggs can sit on the candler for optimal viewing. So first, I'm going to very carefully move the incubator. And by the way, I've already washed my hands before I started this lesson because I knew that I wouldn't be able to go run to the restroom and wash my hands while we're going through this. And my first design, I used a toilet paper roll and the brightest flashlight I could find in my house. The problem with this design, though, was the toilet paper roll is so much shorter than the flashlight that when you slid the toilet paper roll on the flashlight so that you could hold your eggs up top, you also had to balance the toilet paper roll on the flashlight. So you're balancing the toilet paper roll, you're balancing the egg, and if you accidentally pull the toilet paper roll while you're trying to balance everything, the flashlight could potentially fall over. And if I was doing it here on my table with my incubator, I would be very concerned about the eggs shifting and rolling into each other and cracking. So, while this was a good first design, good prototype, I went to 3 toilet paper rolls, because if I have 3 toilet paper rolls, then I can set it like this. And the top of the flashlight is low enough that it still shines light through without the top of the flashlight poking through. So, tried it that way. Worked better than the first prototype or the first design, but I was still very timid or scared that the candler was going to fall over. And if I'm on my table here with the incubator and it falls over, it could cause the eggs to shift. And my concern would be that one egg rolled into another egg, possibly cracking it. So then my third and final design. I'm so proud of this one. Walked around my house, looked for different things that I could use for my candler. So first, pull everything out real quick. So first I thought, okay, I need a wider base, something that is going to hold this stable without it tipping over. So found this old coffee grounds holder that I got from the store. So I was like, let's start here. So I'm going to use that as a base, but it's still a little wobbly and tips over easily. So I wasn't feeling too confident about that design. So kept walking through my house, looking some more. Came across this little water bottle. Took the top off of it, slid my previous design down in there. Still a little wobbly. So then I walked around the house some more. Lots of stuff to choose from in your house. And I found a couple straws that I could wedge in here along the edges so it would hold the candler in place inside the water bottle. So it's not going to move inside that water bottle. So that was good. Next, still a little wobbly inside the coffee grounds holder. So my husband suggested a bag of rice. Have plenty of bags of rice floating around my house right now. So we took the bag of rice, we scooted the other part, the water bottle with the toilet paper roll, the flashlight, and the straws. We slid it forward, you can see. And then I took the bag of rice and wedged it down in there, pushed it down nice and firm, and here we go. Got a nice, firm candler. So, the final thing I did, because the top of the paper roll is so large, some of my smaller eggs would slide down in there. And so it was very scary that the eggs may slip and hit the flashlight and bust. So what I decided to do was put a hole. I found a piece of cardboard in my recycling, cut it so that it would fit on my paper towel holder. I cut out a small hole in the top so it concentrates the light through the top, and it also prevents my eggs from sliding down into it. So, this is the candler that I built. If you feel like it and are interested in candling eggs, walk around your house and see what you can find. I know that it's not as fun to candle eggs from the store, but it's pretty cool to be able to just see inside of an egg. So, while today's only day 3 and it's pretty hard to see what's developing in the eggs on day 3, I do have some footage right now that I would like to show you of candling. Enjoyed that footage. Thank you so much for joining me today. Moving forward, we will have lots of opportunities to see the developing embryo while using a candler. But for today's lesson, I just wanted to discuss what a candler is, what is required for a candler, and if you would like to go around your house and try to build your own candler, that would be great. And that's pretty much it for today's lesson. So we look forward to having you in our future lessons. Have a wonderful day.